With so many podcasts out there, shows can get lost in the shuffle. That's why we implore you to check out Too Many Captains. You can find us at amoviepodcast.com.
5 unique takes on Hollywood movies and culture. Find us on Twitter at It's a Film Podcast.
Check our intellectual deep dives into theatrical films. Find us on Instagram at Too Many Captains Productions.
Unique takes on soundtracks. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Too Many Captains Productions.
Find us at amoviepodcast.com on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. And now, here comes a new episode of Collateral Cinema.
I'm Bo Maddox.
I'm Robert Ortegon.
And I'm Ashley Chancellor.
And this is Collateral Cinema,
the movie podcast. Welcome to Collateral Cinema, the only movie podcast that matters, where we focus on good movies, bad movies, and everything else in between in the world of cinema. We are podcasting straight from somewhere in South Texas, and yes, my friends, we are a 420 friendly podcast, so smoke if you got 'em.
Smoke it all if you've got them. Exactly. And we are visiting, or should I say revisiting, quite the cult classic here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is Ash's pick right here. And it's our first Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah, so I have been wanting to get into Mel Brooks movies for a while now, on the podcast. And I thought this was the perfect opportunity because last season we did the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Before that, we did Fanboys, right, Robert?
Oh, yeah. That was a good time.
Oh, totally. It was.
Great time.
Yeah.
So, just kind of felt like the next logical, path in that trajectory was Spaceballs.
Well, I mean, when you really get down to it, it's essentially a fan film, just like Fanboys.
Very much so.
I mean, apparently this movie was made with a lot of love. I mean, there was no real cynicism coming from Mel Brooks here. He was like, I love Star Wars. I love space movies. It's like, I want to make a honest to goodness spoof of a spaceship movie. So, but he still had to get permission from George Lucas.
Mm.
Remember, there was a caveat though, right?
Yep. No merchandising.
No merchandising.
Yeah.
See, that's the entire reason that there's even, that whole gag right there is because Lucas said you can't make any toys or anything involving these characters. They look too much like Star Wars characters. People will get confused.
Yeah. But interestingly enough, they were able to make, a really funny running gag with that. Spaceballs merchandising joke. Spaceballs
Spaceballs the toilet paper.
The toilet paper. Spaceballs the placemat.
Spaceballs the flamethrower.
The flamethrower. Yes.
Spaceballs the lunchbox.
Yeah. Lunchbox. Yeah.
And incidentally, George Lucas did love the film. So.
Oh yeah, he thought that it was hilarious.
Yeah. So it worked. And I think that's what really works is there's a symbiosis going on here. Mel Brooks loves Star Wars, and George Lucas loves Spaceballs.
Absolutely.
And what's funny is that when Spaceballs came out, it was kind of, it was 4 years after Return of the Jedi. So it was kind of past the point where it felt relevant. And then, now we've learned that Star Wars is just kind of ubiquitous. It's always relevant.
Exactly. I mean, we have all these new stories coming out from that franchise. It's like, why not, highlight one of the better spoofs of this? I would say the second best spoof of it is the 3 Family Guy films, which honestly kind of takes a very similar approach to its comedy, right, guys?
Yeah, I remember seeing those.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
It's been a while since I've seen those. I need to recap on those.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like Blue Harvest. That one feels like a modern day redux of Spaceballs, kind of.
Yeah.
But this movie. Its script is just so on point in so many ways.
It's very intelligent.
And that's even taking into account some improv on, from what I understand, Rick Moranis's part.
Rick Moranis.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's talk about Rick Moranis here a little bit.
The best part of the movie?
Oh, he's so amazing here, guys. Robert, what did you think when you first saw him just come out of nowhere, and just come from the center of the screen, and then he just takes it off, and I was like, I can't breathe in there, and it's Rick Moranis. Like, that's such a perfect reveal.
Obviously, he could breathe in there, right? Or he could breathe. He didn't need the helmet, right?
No, obviously not. And that's a great part, running gag that's a part of his character, is that he's alternating between the dark helmet face mask, and then he opens it up, and that's where he really just kind of, in a way, becomes an audience avatar, because throughout the movie, he is just constantly calling out the bullshit in this movie.
Yeah, he's the only one questioning it, right?
Like a classic scene is when he's trying to threaten the king of the planet Juridia. With regressing his daughter's plastic surgery and everything.
Oh yeah.
So he gets the code to the airlock for that surrounds the atmosphere of planet Juridia, and it's literally just and this is very common even nowadays, with passwords and everything. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then he just pulls up his visor, like, that's the stupidest passcode I've ever heard. That's so stupid. Only an idiot. That's what an idiot would use for his luggage.
Oh man. Okay, so when I did tech support for a well-known Fortune 500 company that also happens to be the name of fruit, I came across a guy whose iPad got stolen. And the guy that stole the iPad got access to his entire account because it was on the iPad, and he had two-factor authentication tied to the iPad, right? Here's the thing, though. He left his passcode. I asked him, I said, did you have a passcode on it? He goes, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
That's what happened. You gave them access by making your passcode. You gave them keys to your account.
God damn it.
Therefore, that's like the first thing somebody would try.
Exactly. That's the first thing that somebody would try.
And he was like, well, I just wanted something my kids could enter. And I'm like,
but isn't it hilarious, though, that, even back in 1987, right? Even back in the late 80s, that was a thing. That was even a joke. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah, no kidding.
But Dark Helmet is the one calling out all the stupid shit in this movie. Even getting exasperated by some of the goings on, like that scene where, they have to use the latest in video marketing technology, and they pretty much fast forward to their point in the movie. It's you could tell it's such a mind fuck for both him and Robert Wyman. It's he's getting so thoroughly mind fucked by this, and he's trying to be like, and then he has that nice little exchange with Wyman. Like, who is like, go back to then, but then is now. It's like, when is now? And then he becomes so exasperated at the end of it, where he's just like, when, where, whom?
His reaction to that is just the best part of that. And wait, what was I gonna say? Hold on. Okay, let's go ahead and let's put on Collateral Cinema, the Spaceballs episode.
But wait a second, how can we do that? We're still making the episode.
Well, you know what? There's a new podcasting marketing technique that allows you to actually spin out the episode, the MP3 master file, while the podcast is being recorded.
Stupid. But really, I mean, the script is great, but Rick Moranis did a lot of ad-libbing here as well. I mean, some of his more classic moments. I'm not really sure which ones it was, which lines they were, but you know, from what I understand, he did kind of go off script. I'd like to think that one moment where he just goes to the camera and says, "Everybody got that?" I have a feeling that would be that feels like an ad lib right there.
That part is fucking great. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I agree. Like, Rick Moranis is honestly the best part of this movie. He steals it.
He steals the entire movie. And this is a movie that has an amazing cast as well. Yeah. We got Bill Pullman as the Lone Star. We got Joan Rivers voicing Dot Matrix.
John Candy.
John fucking Candy.
John Candy.
Robin Zuniga. And I mean, yeah, John Candy, oh my God, he's so amazing this, and he went through so much for this role as well.
Oh yeah, no, dude had to have a fucking battery pack that he was carrying the entire time in order to power the animatronic parts of his costume.
Like he controlled the tail with a sensor in his palm, and there were like two other puppeteers that, they worked his ears. Each one for each ear.
Yeah, one for each ear. Yeah.
It's like, man, I miss old school effects like that, right, guys?
They don't do that anymore.
And, and this was done by Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah.
Which they originally did, Star Wars. Well, that's George Lucas's company.
As I understand it, 1/5 of the budget was put into the special effects, right?
Yeah, that's because Mel Brooks insisted that this would be like as good, if not better, than Star Wars.
Like $5 billion, right? Just in special effects.
Just in special effects, exactly. And it looks amazing to this day, like just like Star Wars. I mean, it is aged like fine wine.
It really has. No, it actually still holds up phenomenally well. And what's funny is, like, a lot of people like to make that joke and like be like, oh, well, Mel Brooks films wouldn't fly today, but yes, the fuck they would. In fact, they are.
He fucking just made History of the World Part 2 and released it on Hulu.
Yeah.
Although I will say that in the grand scheme of things, I would say that this is his most accessible movie.
Yeah.
Probably 100%. Because, I mean, it obviously doesn't have all the, the satire, racism of Blazing Saddles, and that has just racial epithets all over the place.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's for satirical effect.
That's kind of the fucking point. Yeah.
And I mean, the producers, that had Springtime for Hitler.
Right. And, let me think about some of his other films. Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein, bro. It's Frankenstein, Robert. Right, seriously.
Frankenstein. I remember.
I haven't actually watched Blazing Saddles. That's the one Mel Brooks film that I haven't actually watched yet. And I know I need to.
Seriously? You haven't seen Blazing Saddles?
No.
I haven't seen it either.
You haven't seen Blazing Saddles?
No.
What is wrong with you two?
Another Gene Wilder film.
Yeah, the immortal Gene Wilder, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
dude. We gotta watch it then.
I mean, he was great in Young Frankenstein.
He was. I mean, he's amazing in that movie. Yeah.
Willy Wonka, dude. Hell yeah.
I almost wish that he could have made a cameo in this movie. That would have been fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would have been great. I mean, he would have still been active at that time. This is like late 80s. He would have been still somewhat actively making some movies at that point. He still made some movies with like Richard Pryor in like the late 70s, early 80s. So.
I remember
you remember those movies? Yeah, he was like, what was it? It was like Richard Pryor was a blind man and Gene Wilder was a deaf man.
Yeah, that was fucking fun.
That was classic. Fucking classic, man. But yeah, it's kind of surprising that we didn't get Gene Wilder in this movie. But the casting is very inspired, though. I mean, Robert Wyman as Colonel Sanders. I mean, we do get a little bit of a Police Academy reunion here with him and Michael Winslow. Like Michael Winslow briefly is in this movie, and of course he has his amazing vocal talents of doing sound effects and all that, and he gives a very classic moment there. You know, like the bleeps, the bloops, and the creeps.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's such great banter right there.
Oh,
And
Michael Winslow's fucking great. And then later on when they're combing in the desert, right?
oh my God, yeah, they take that literally. They're literally combing through the desert with ginormous cones, and then they get to the brothers, to the black guys, and absolutely, it's a fucking Afro pig, and then they say we ain't found shit. It's like, oh, fucking Mel Brooks, always with his finger on the pulse of Black America.
Oh my God.
Oh wow. But yeah, that's a classic. That's just really indicative of his, style of humor at that point. But also, I think it's kind of part of what made it so accessible. Is kind of there's a corniness to this movie that's endearing.
Yeah.
Like I know Robert, you were talking about you had some concerns that maybe the humor in this movie might be a little outdated, like.
Yeah, some of the jokes, but
Like,
I was on YouTube watching one guy's opinion though.
Oh, I got you, bro. I got you.
I'm just coming out of the woodwork because I hadn't seen this in a while.
Interestingly enough, we watched before we did this. We watched a bunch of YouTube reviews, and what's really cool is a lot of them were first-time viewings of this movie.
Yeah, that was interesting to watch. Like reactions now. And see, I watched this as a kid growing up, but it's been a while for me.
Same here. I remember this very well when it came out. Like, I mean, it was a few years before my brother was born, so, I mean, yeah, I remember this movie very well. I mean, I remember the original VHS releases of Star Wars. Like, I remember seeing, like, Return of the Jedi, or no, it was Empire Strikes Back. I remember seeing that on, being played on, TVs at JCPenney's at like fucking Ingram Park Mall and Windsor Park Mall and shit. Yeah, I remember
Circuit
that
City
shit.
And shit.
Oh, I remember Chuck E. Cheese with the evil animatronics.
Oh, they still move.
Those fucking evil goddamn bastards. I hated those things.
Oh my God.
I hated those things. But yeah, I mean, that's what's really great about this movie is that, I mean, there's some adult humor here, but it's actually like I said, it's an accessible movie. I mean, you can watch this with some younger kids. And it's just the wit of the humor that actually drives it. It's not like necessarily gross out humor.
Yeah.
And there was an animated series that was made in the late 2000s. It was shown on G4 TV. And it introduced a lot of that humor that was popular at that time. That was like the heyday of Adult Swim and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was that heyday of gross out humor. And then it was also influenced by what came before it on like Nickelodeon in the 90s or whatever. But I guess it kind of showed that I mean, even with Mel Brooks' involvement, there's like just dumbing it down by making it grosser just didn't really make it better.
Yeah, I could see where that wouldn't really work.
No, it didn't feel right. And that was when, Joan Rivers was still alive. I mean, John Candy had already passed away. May both of them rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what makes this film work is just the writing and just the wit. And like just using that and not having to really rely on anything else is what works here.
It's kind of why if you really like go on like Twitter and whatnot and you see like there's a lot of GIFs of this movie that they provide and everything. It's almost all fucking Dark Helmet and Colonel Sanders. Almost all of it.
Colonel Sanders, chicken.
Oh man, I mean the best, like I think one of their best interactions is the Ludicrous Speed scene, right? I mean, he totally. It's like, I mean, they think that they have they pretty much have Lone Star and his Winnebago and everything, but then they go to hyperspeed, and then they're just like, well, what? Dark Helmet's like, what do we have here? A Cuisinart? It's like, but then they're like, go prepare to go to hyperactive speed. It's like, no, that's not fast enough. We need to go to ludicrous speed, and then like.
Robert Wyner is like to ridiculous speed to ludicrous speed
and then they just overtake the Winnebago, and it's like they've gone full plaid. It's like they've gone plaid.
Didn't Tesla do a thing with that with like the light speed?
I think
ludicrous
so,
speed, plaid speed.
Screw Tesla though.
Yeah. Fuck Elon Musk, anyway.
Yeah, fuck him. We have him blocked on Twitter.
I would have got actual.
I blocked him. Yeah, on the Collateral Cinema account, I blocked him on Twitter. Him and Donald Trump.
Oh god.
Yeah. But anyway, we definitely didn't block Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks is on Twitter. So
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah. So yeah, shout out to Mel if you're listening, my man. Yeah, check out his History of the World Part 2. Yeah, that's another movie I have. Is History of the World Part 1, which is an interesting concept. It's just kind of like vignettes, more or less. You know, more than just like a cohesive story. But yeah, that one gets pretty crude in its own right. That's actually a pretty crude movie, but a fun movie though. But man, I mean, going back to the effects, I think that it's like, what do y'all think of Mega Made? You know, just like
the Transformer,
just what Industrial Light and Magic had to put into that. I mean, yeah, they essentially made a Transformer.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, looking at some of these effects and wondering like what had to be made practically, like you have to think about like how much they spent on doing just this, you know, like.
I know, yeah, and I mean, if you actually look at the set design, it's like, I mean, there was a lot of detail put into a lot of it, you know, like for instance, the Spaceballs 1 itself. I mean, the actual bridge. I mean, it does have that classic sci-fi feel, but it also, you know, it has that obvious Star Wars influence, you know?
Yeah, but then some of the merchandising is just like Transformers merchandise with
Spaceballs. Yeah, that's right.
It's
That's because, I mean, going back to what we said earlier, you know, they couldn't merchandise. They couldn't make merchandise of this shit. They couldn't make toys or anything. So, I mean, Yogurt, who is the Yoda analog here, played by Mel Brooks, like he's pretty much just like, you know, yeah, we do merchandising here. You know, and they come up with all this absurd merchandising and the prop. Yeah, the prop department didn't give a fuck. They were just like, I mean, whatever. Let's just get a bunch of merchandise from other properties and let's just fucking put Spaceballs on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, there's Spaceballs the flamethrower, which I'm pissed is not a thing. God damn it. That's what George Lucas took that from us. He took Spaceballs the flamethrower from us. We could have had that, man.
God damn it.
Yeah. Weren't you inquiring about how easy it would be to get an actual flamethrower?
I was inquiring, yes.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I
for scientific purposes?
Mm-hmm.
For science. But
also the other tragedy, we never got the yogurt doll. May the Schwartz be with you.
You know what? I love that Mel Brooks does Yogurt and President Scroob.
Yeah, that's right. And President Scroob, that's an anagram of Brooks.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, he straight up played both characters. I mean, apparently Yogurt took a lot out of him. I mean, the gold makeup that he used gave him rashes and everything. And, you know, that caused him a lot of grief. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that went through a little bit of grief to make this movie. You know, John Candy, of course, aforementioned.
Yeah.
And also the actress that was actually in the Dot Matrix costume. That was a... That was actually a pantomime. And yeah, eventually she was originally supposed to have speaking lines, but apparently Mel Brooks was just like, no, it's not good enough. Let's get Joan Rivers. And Joan Rivers, bless her heart, she fucking came in. She didn't even know anything about the movie or anything about the script. And she pretty much encapsulated that character, which is amazing because, I mean, Dot Matrix looks like Joan Rivers did at that time.
And she wrote some of the jokes, right?
Yeah, she wrote some of the jokes for it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. That's awesome, actually.
Yeah, I love the Virgin Alarm thing. Like, that scene is amazing. She's like, "Oh no, Missy, you're not." It's like it goes off before you do, or something like that. But let's talk a little bit about Bill Pullman as Lone Star.
Yeah, he was relatively unknown at the time, right?
Pretty much. I mean, I think that Mel Brooks and his wife, they saw him in a play, and they were just like, "Oh no, we got to have him for a movie." So they cast him as Lone Star, and apparently he never even seen a Star Wars movie. Bill Pullman.
Yeah, and it's funny because he's actually kind of an amalgam of Han Solo and Luke Skywalker.
And what's
awesome. It works.
it
Yeah.
totally works, right?
Yeah.
Like Robert, I mean, how would you play that character?
Sort of like an Indiana Jones type, right?
That's arguably kind of what it is more than anything. It's like, apparently his appearance is even more of a reference to Indiana Jones because, I mean, that's kind of the other caveat that Lucas had is that they didn't want Lone Star to look too much like Han Solo.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of why they combine both Skywalker and Solo in Lone
Makes
Star.
sense.
And yeah, the jacket that he's wearing, that's more like an Indiana Jones jacket. It's 100% Indiana Jones. And just the fact that he wasn't even a fan of the source material, it kind of got a fresh take on this type of character, right? A very fresh take on the satire.
I think really that's kind of what you need to do with these sorts of movies. You know what I mean? Is like you need to have like members of the cast that like aren't even necessarily fans of the source material that haven't watched it. You know, that way you kind of have that like fresh take.
Yeah, but also, I mean, it allows him to kind of, approach the character with a little bit of the serious that it needs, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's kind of you really, really kind of feel like Bill Pullman is like really, truly exasperated with Prince Vespa and everything. Like, you feel that exasperation. But in a way, him and Princess Vespa, they're kind of the same character in a way.
Yeah,
when you really think about
they're
it.
even like mirroring each other, right? Like they're basically doing the same thing. They're both complaining about each other and then confronting each other at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they are exactly the same type of character, and they even reject love, which is like, you motherfuckers aren't Arrow. Come on now, y'all ain't Arrow. What? It's like, and you're definitely not Ace or anything. It's like, I don't know why they always make these characters, these romantic partners, seem almost Ace or Demi at first. It's like, come on now. Come on now. You know that Lone Star is laying in that space tail. Come on now.
He's definitely like a scoundrel type. He's fucking.
Oh, he
he's
has to be.
fucking bitches across the galaxy.
Absolutely, right?
Right, pimping.
Big pimping.
Han Solo was too.
Oh yeah, you know that Han Solo was all over that galaxy, right?
Captain Kirk,
of course. Oh, that's pretty much canon in the original Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he bed all kinds of women. He
was just banging girls.
He even had
Bang, bang.
Uhura.
Bang, 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 bang.
Even Uhura, man.
And actually,
Oh,
he was a bisexual icon.
Fuck yeah, man.
So
totally bisexual.
He was banging space dudes too.
Do you think that he was banging McCoy?
Sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure at one point Spock, Kirk, and McCoy did a menage a trois just for the fuck of it.
Wow, that is an interesting image to conjure up. Very interesting, right?
I'll buy it.
Oh, come on, Robert. Come on now. Like you wouldn't pay to see that. You wouldn't pay to see Kirk and McCoy and Spock like that. Oh, come on. Don't be silent.
I don't know.
Speaking of
just playing with you, dude.
Speaking of Star Trek, I love the beaming scene because they're like beam me down, Snotty, and then they actually say, oh well, it worked in Star Trek.
Well, it worked in Star Trek, and then he just becomes the backwards man. He's a literal
The
backwards man.
The backwards man.
I can walk
run
backwards
back as fast as you can.
Backwards man, the backwards man. I can walk back as fast as you can. and yeah, he does have a ginormous ass too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the galaxy's ass.
The galaxy's ass. That is that's
Spaceballs ass.
That's
Planet
Spaceballs
Spaceballs ass.
Planet Spaceballs ass right there.
Right there.
Absolutely. The ass of Planet Spaceballs.
I love how President Scroob is always getting interrupted by the Commanderette too.
Always at the most inopportune times. He's either getting down on the on Marlene and Charlene, or he's using some Perrier,
or he's
taking
pissing.
a piss straight up in the middle of taking a piss.
Wait, I thought this wall was supposed to be.
This is an unlisted wall.
Unlisted wall. There you go. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, we mentioned the beaming scene, but we didn't even talk about the fact that like they do the whole beaming bit, right? He gets he gets beaten back, and then he's like, "Fuck it, well, I'm just gonna walk now."
He just walks in, and it's the next room over.
It's the next room over.
Everybody's like, "Hail Scroob."
It's those little gags like that in this movie that get me.
It really is, man. Those are awesome fucking gags. I like, for instance, another good little side character. I love the fucking priest that tries to marry Princess Vespa off to Prince Valium.
All right, I'm gonna marry 2 people. I don't care who.
Yeah, he's so fucking done with it. He's just like, no. It's like, in the end, he speed runs through it. He's just like, do you? Okay, good. You're married. Kiss. It's like, I don't know. I think I would get kind of exasperated like that as well. A little bit.
Seriously.
If I was in his shoes.
I mean, she ran away the first time. This was the second time they put the ceremony together. Like, and it just keeps getting interrupted. Nah, fuck that shit. I'm marrying somebody.
It's like, God damn it, fuck this shit.
There it is, planet Druidia. And underneath the air shield, 10,000 years of fresh air. We must get through that air shield.
We will, sir. Once we kidnap the princess, we can force her father, King Roland, to give us the combination to the air shield, thereby destroying planet Druidia and saving planet Spaceball.
Everybody got that?
Spaceballs, the movie.
Princess Vespa spaceship within range, sir.
Good.
What's going on? It's either the 4th of July or someone's trying to kill us.
Now we will show her who is in charge of this galaxy.
If you do not give me the combination to the air shield, Dr. Slotkin will give your daughter back her old nose.
Only one man and his trusted companion can save planet Druidia from disaster.
Okay, Eagle 5, coming in.
Lone Star.
First, they must learn the secrets of yogurt.
Yogurt! I am the keeper of a greater magic.
The Force?
No, the Schwartz.
Avoid capture on a distant planet.
Tell them to comb the desert, you hear me? Comb the desert! Found anything yet? We ain't found...
Battle the entire Spaceball army.
My hair! He shoved my hair!
Holy!
And escape the clutches of Dark Helmet.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Abandon ship. Proceed to escape pods.
What the hell's the matter with this seatbelt?
When does this happen in the movie?
Give me bong!
Spaceballs, the movie.
How do I know you're not making faces at me under that thing?
Well, I mean, since that's near the end of the movie, we should just talk about when Spaceball 1 is actually defeated.
Yeah, and then we get the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I mean, there's kind of a little trope that Mel Brooks likes to do in some of his movies, where I mean, things just evolve into chaos near the end. He did it in Blazing Saddles, and he did it here, and it's so hilarious. I mean, everything just starts coming down to shit, and then you hear that kicking fucking theme song, bro. Spaceballs.
Yes, I agree. I think, and just like the chaos of the ship, and what's funny is every single other person in the ship is able to fucking get onto an escape pod.
The dude with the timpanis.
Yeah.
Doing the fucking boom, 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 boom.
Oh, yeah. Except for the three of them. It's like Scroob and Dark
Helmet, and Sanders. Yeah. It's like the bearded lady gets one. Fucking the bear gets one.
Yeah.
It's I love that there's like all of a sudden a bunch of pizza chefs that come out of nowhere. There's fucking acrobats and shit, jugglers, like fucking it just complete insanity. And then yeah, that one Planet of the Apes reference. Dude's just like, oh, Spaceballs is like, oh shit, there goes the planet. There goes the planet.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you just can't have Spaceballs come in, right?
No, yeah, fuck the Spaceballs, right? And then you mentioned the pizza, and it got me thinking, Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut. I would say a lot of people would say that he's the most memorable character, voiced by Dom DeLuise, and apparently that prop was actually made out of pizza.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and they had to keep it melty by putting a bunch of hot lights on it, and the puppeteer inside the costume, he was starting to get burned up in there. He was starting to literally get baked in a bunch of pizza.
So they had to take over. Somebody else had to take over, right?
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, as an effect, it's striking, I guess. Kind of gross.
I mean, that's real pizza, apparently.
It's real pizza.
Okay.
We do it for the art.
Yeah.
You would do it, Rebo?
I don't know.
What if it was vegan pizza, Bo?
Now you're just making me hungry.
You do it for a
pizza. You want to go
paycheck.
get some Pizza Hut?
There's no Pizza Hut open right now. Come on now. God damn it. Yeah,
I can dream, Bo.
We can dream. Yeah, right. We can dream, man. Yeah.
Dream, dream, dream.
God damn it. Oh, man. But yeah, there's so many great fucking sequences. But there's also some good little cinematic flourishes to this movie, even homages to other movies. Like, for instance, the scene where they enter Yogurt's temple. That is pretty much a note-for-note reshoot of the scene in The Wizard of Oz where they finally meet the mighty Oz.
Yeah, in fact, they even have like what looks like, I don't know if it's the exact positions, but it's the same fucking like the characters match the characters in The Wizard of Oz, right? You've got the Cowardly Lion, you've got the Tin Man, you've got Dorothy, and you've got the Scarecrow. Like,
what if like this is like some weird kind of stealth homage to it's just pretty much the story of The Wizard of Oz somehow?
Yeah, in some twisted way.
In some twisted, weird way.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we mentioned like Futurama too, right?
Yeah, that's right. This is like Futurama before Futurama.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It kind of has that same kind of wit to it.
Yeah.
I
see what you mean.
Even some jokes that wouldn't have been out of place in, or at least early Futurama. I'm pretty sure that Matt Groening said that he is like a Mel Brooks fan. So,
I mean, how can you
not be a Mel Brooks fan?
Right? Like if you're in like the world of comedy, cinema, television, you can't you can't not be a Mel Brooks fan, right?
I know, right? I mean, his influence is, just felt throughout all of the comedic cinema, more or less. Kind of like how Monty Python reverberates, and
I feel like that's kind of out of like anything else. That's what Mel Brooks' style most reminds me of, I guess, is like Monty Python. I mean, we got like this kind of this like clever writing, clever branch of humor that I've seen in other stuff like Deadpool.
I mean, he did kind of the Pythons and Mel Brooks did kind of perfect the meta breaking the fourth wall kind of humor.
Yeah,
they kind of perfected that. I don't know if they really invented it, but they perfected it at least.
And it's not just breaking the fourth wall, but being meta, right?
Yeah.
Criticizing your self-parody.
The main difference that I would say between Mel Brooks and the Pythons is, of course, the Pythons are a little overeducated.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, they were injecting like, philosophy in their shit and whatnot. They
definitely leaned a lot heavier into it.
They leaned a lot heavier into banter and wordplay and whatnot.
Yes.
Like, the spam and eggs. See, was like, I don't like spam. It's like just an entire menu of just nothing but spam. It's like that. I mean, that's shit that wouldn't. It really wouldn't be out of place in a Mel Brooks movie.
No,
it wouldn't.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. I kind of like, I was actually drawing parallels while we were watching it. I mean, we actually watched this several times together.
We watched it a few times. It's actually such a rewatchable movie. It's amazing. Right? Yeah. I mean, I've pretty much been watching it nonstop these last few days before we recorded this. And I mean, it's never tiresome. It's even good as just background noise.
Seriously.
It's a great background noise movie, and it's a great movie to just sit down and actually watch and take in, and take in the script, take in the writing, the screenplay itself is great as well, because it utilizes all that, great industrial light and magic special effects.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it all leads up to a quite possibly one of the better spoof movies of its time.
I would say influential to the spoof genre, really.
Very influential. I mean, there were other movies before, like, of course, Airplane, and
right.
Then you had, like, the Naked Gun movies, and then, eventually Hot Shots, and then, get into your Scary Movie and whatnot, and then you see it kind of decline. But Mel Brooks was a huge part of making spoof movies like this work.
Yeah.
Like you could probably make kind of a direct line between some early, like Young Frankenstein to, like, Airplane,
Right, definitely.
Much like you could say, Monty Python was a spoof movie in its own right. It was a spoof of, the Arthurian legend.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I wish that spoof movies were better now. That's why I would like to see the new History of the World movie, just to kind of see, where he goes with it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm actually really interested in that.
I mean, it's got, like, Nick Kroll in it. It's got, Seth Rogen. It's got a lot of people. I mean, much like the original History of the World Part 1. But this movie is just fucking fantastic, man. I mean, it's great to just get high to.
Seriously.
Like, and it's kind of it's got a cute little love story between two absolute narcissists. Like I said, Vespa and Lone Star, they're very much the same character. So, I mean, yeah, of course they'd be into each other.
Right. It's like they fall in love and they're ready to get married after having,
all of 6 or 7 actual conversations with each other.
Right.
See, once again, allosexuals are weird. Allos are weird.
I love how, like, off the wall this movie is with its script too. Like, there's just this one scene with the alien scene, right?
Oh yes,
and it doesn't really contribute anything else to, like, the overall narrative.
It brings John Hurt back in the same role as
John
Alien?
motherfucking Hurt, the War Doctor himself.
Fucking yeah, the War Doctor himself. They got John Hurt to come in and reprise his role, and he didn't even know that's what they were doing when he came on set. He was just like, "Oh, wait, really? We're doing the alien bit again?"
But then man had my man's Mr. Ollivander just completely in the dark until he got on set.
I know, and just it's pretty much a note for note like spoof of the scene in Aliens.
Yeah, no, he just does the exact thing.
One guy at one point is like, "Screws the water, he needs a Pepto-Bismol." This was after he ate the special at the diner, and Barf, he ordered the special, and Lone Star ordered the soup. And then this monster comes out, puts a little hat on, tips his fedora, and says, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Won't you send me a wire? I'll send you a smile." Like,
it was really funny watching, like, reactions to that bit too, right?
Everybody's just like, "Stupid. What the fuck?" And it is, dude, honestly, here's what it is. It's a big-lipped alligator moment.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a big-lipped alligator moment. It even has a song, sequence that contributes nothing to the fucking plot whatsoever.
Nothing. But you know what? Fuck it. It needed to be there. It's part of the cinema. It's like, just imagine, like, Mel Brooks. Okay, so listen, John, this is essential to the story, okay?
And it's not.
You have to do this.
No, it's not. Nothing in that scene contributes anything. They're just literally chilling in a fucking diner.
Yeah.
But of course, Barf is just like, they're both like, "Check, please," and they get the fuck out of there. But there's a little Easter egg there. The Millennium Falcon is parked in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Which has an interesting implication, right?
Yeah, like that some version of the Star Wars characters exist within the Mel Brooks Spaceballs universe.
I mean, yeah. Robert, what do you think? I mean, what if these two universes were really in the same universe, man? It's like, what if there was some weird overlap? Like, it's literally just the next galaxy over.
That could very well happen, right?
Right?
Pretty much at the same truck stop, right?
Practically. I mean, I guess that's the Mos Eisley cantina scene of this movie.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Because, I mean, yeah, we don't really have anything that comes close to that.
They're just missing the Futurama spaceship. That's it.
I know, right? Planet Express ship.
Yeah. All in the same universe would be cool.
Yeah, what if it's just part of the multiverse and, you know, Futurama's universe is the next universe over?
There you go.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I love how the Millennium Falcon, if you think about it, basically is a Winnebago in space, right?
It is. Yeah, it is
the spaceship equivalent of that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a spaceship equivalent of just driving a big ass RV.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love the design of the Winnebago, though. I mean, it literally is just an old school Winnebago, just fitted like a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, near the end, Lone Star finds out that he's a prince, right?
Yep.
And it's because of that one fortune cookie that Yogurt gave him, you know? And, I mean, it's totally a MacGuffin moment, honestly.
But it's like... It's doing it intentionally. It's self-aware.
It's very intentional. It's just like, oh yeah, you're a prince, by the way, so you could go and marry your princess. It's very convenient, but I mean, it's kind of telegraphed a little bit, you know.
This movie actually is very predictable, right?
That's the interesting thing about a lot of those first watch videos that we watched on YouTube. Even though a lot of these people were straight up predicting a lot of the things that were happening in this movie, like the Planet of the Apes scene, or you know the whole Screw walking in after trying to beam into the other room, walking into the next room.
But
like
you know,
but
what's weird about that is it's so predictable, yet it executes it perfectly. The jokes land.
Yeah, it's still hilarious.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah.
No, but that Planet of the Apes scene, I was waiting for like Charles Heston to pop up, you know?
I know, right? I mean, Charlton Heston, I don't know, he would have probably looked down on this movie.
Probably laughed his ass off.
I don't know.
Yeah, he played like Moses, right? I forgot what he played. But yeah, he's a high-paid actor too.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, this is a great ensemble. I guess we can get into final thoughts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, great ensemble cast here. A fucking runaway performance by Rick Moranis. I mean, he is just like the face of this movie as far as I'm concerned. You know, and also great performances by John Candy. May he rest in peace. He actually had a birthday not too long ago. You know, so yeah, happy birthday to John Candy. You know, and much love to his family and his son and everything. And I mean, you have a script that is just, you know, spot on even to this day. And Industrial Light and Magic did the effects. You know that it was going to age well, you know, as most of their effects do. And I mean, it's also such a loving homage to the Star Wars and to the spaceship sci-fi genre in general.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you could see the love in here. And that's why there's nothing cynical about this movie. You know, which is kind of interesting. I mean, the last time I said that, it was Clueless, you know? I mean, it's not a very cynical kind of humor. Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, right?
Right. Ash, what are your final thoughts on this movie?
Spaceballs is not only a perennial classic, it's not only a great comedy film, a great spoof film, a fantastic space opera of its own right. But it is also filled with just legendary performances from the best cast that you could possibly hope for in this sort of a film.
And didn't Mel Brooks originally want like Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise to be in this movie?
Yeah.
But they both rejected it.
They both rejected it, and we got Bill Pullman instead. And I think that works because, I mean, you do have John Candy and you have Joan Rivers. as kind of the bigger names, and then you've got Bill Pullman actually playing the protagonist.
Yeah, and I mean, he really just brings a good little charm to the role. So,
Exactly. So, yeah, stellar performances from all the cast members involved. Genius writing on the part of Mel Brooks. Everything about Spaceballs is just fantastic. And it's not even my favorite Brooks movie, I don't think. So it just goes to show how far up it can go from here.
Definitely. And just the fact that he's in his 90s, he just made another movie.
Damn straight. What a Chad.
Once again, yes, you can make a Mel Brooks movie. He made it. He made one.
Mel Brooks is making Mel Brooks movies. Exactly.
So, Robert, what are your final thoughts on Spaceballs, man?
Honestly, it's a good movie to watch, even if you hadn't seen it in a while. And, you know, I hadn't really watched it all the way through in a while. And, you know, I've only seen it a few times. So it's kind of like watching it again is kind of like it's brand new to me, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and I mean, how do you think it held up? I mean, it holds up really well.
It still holds up to this day. I mean, the humor and Rick Moranis' performance, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Steals the show.
Yeah. And giving somebody like Bill Pullman, who's a great actor, like a shot, you know?
Yeah, what did he go on to do? Was he the one who was in Twister, or is that Bill Paxton?
That's Paxton, right?
That's Paxton, right?
Bill Pullman is like Casper and
yeah.
Lake Placid, right?
Yeah, that's right. He was in Lake Placid. Exactly. We got to do Lake Placid on the fucking podcast sometime. That's a great movie in its own right. With Betty White. May she rest in peace.
Yeah,
oh, fuck
Betty
yeah.
White.
Fuck yeah.
Bay?
Oh, definitely. I mean, come on now. It's Betty White.
Yeah, Bay White? Is
Bay
that
White,
what you're talking about?
Yeah, Bay White. It's like, come on now. But yeah, I mean, Robert, it is, you do bring up a good point there about all that.
But honestly, I'll probably watch it again a few more times.
Honestly, you should buy it for your collection, man. I mean, it's a good movie to have on hand.
I was watching like a Blu-ray 28th anniversary or something.
Yeah. I think this is like is it 28 years or 30 years?
It's about 30 years now, but I know there was like a 28th special edition that came on Blu-ray, you know?
Yeah, and I happen to have the 25th anniversary edition, which is a dual DVD release, and it has apparently a commentary track that's just all of the dinks. You know? Ding,
yes!
Ding, 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 ding.
We need to watch that.
Oh, that I will sit through the entire movie with them just going ding 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 ding. It's like, fuck yeah, man. It's kind of like listening to Shit Pickle on fucking Angry Video. Shit pickle. That shit. It's kind of like that a little bit. So,
oh shit, we turned the podcast off.
Oh, no.
Turn it back on. Turn it back on, man. Hit the button.
Okay.
Hit the fucking button. Oh, okay. We're back on. Good.
All right, we're back.
So, Bo, what is coming up next on Collateral Cinema?
Well, we are going into the home stretch of season 6. We got 2 more episodes left here. The first one is going to be the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, and we're going to have Derek from Hindsight Movie Reviews back on the show for that one. And then we are going to do our season finale, which is going to be Corvette Summer, starring Mark Hamill and Annie Potts. That was chosen by Robert. And we are going to have the Spy Hearts podcast on that one, which is going to be all kinds of interesting because I think we've only had one other moment where we had one other episode where we had a guest host on the podcast on the season finale. And I think that was Megan Price, right?
On a season finale,
on a season finale, yeah. For Princess
we had
Bride.
Megan on the podcast twice.
Yeah,
for our season finale, actually.
And this time around,
or no, once for our finale.
Yeah, it was once. But this time around, we're going to have our friends from Spy Hearts come over. They helped us out on the Star Wars episodes. They were guest hosts on those.
When we did the prequel trilogy episodes last season.
Last season. So it'll be a lot of fun to have them back on the podcast. So yeah, look for that. Also, we should be doing a new commentary on Patreon. And yeah, we're getting morbed. That's right. It's going to be Morbin time again. That's right. We are going to watch Morbius.
Morbin time.
The Morbius movie of all. The Morbin Morbs.
Gotta make it happen.
It has to happen. We finally actually showed Robert this movie. Robert, what's your initial take on that movie real quick? Just a quick hot take on the movie.
Just want to start dancing, you know?
Have sex.
Have sex.
We have to get morbed again. We have to morb again on the podcast.
We
There's
have
no
to.
other way.
We have to. And honestly, but yeah, y'all gonna have to pay to hear that.
Honestly, I want to start dancing and throwing spoons at the screen, you know?
I know, right? It is pretty much like the room of superhero movies. I think, at least the room of Marvel movies.
Yeah. And this month we do have both Rocky Creed 3 and Scream 6 coming out. So one or both of those movies I would like to cover this month.
And we've got to do Cocaine Bear.
I know we do need to address fucking Cocaine Bear.
We need to fucking do Cocaine Bear.
Yeah. Because we did Ant-Man last month, and like we could have done Ant-Man and Cocaine Bear, honestly, or
yeah, we could have, but I mean, we
could have just done Cocaine Bear, right?
Yeah, we should have just done Cocaine Bear. Like, Ant-Man was just
I liked it. I did. Honestly, it did. It was beginning of Phase 5 or whatever.
I am underwhelmed.
Stay tuned for more Collateral Cinema at the Movies edition episodes. On Collateral Gaming, we are going to be talking about the Ace Attorney trilogy. Really excited to do that. That's going to be kind of the second part of a collab with Collateral Cinema, when we recently did the Ace Attorney movie.
Well, you know, I'm just going to have to slap you upside the face with these updated autopsy reports. That's what I'm going to have to do here.
With this motherfucking updated autopsy report.
Motherfucking updated autopsy reports. It's like, what? Did Gumfuck not tell you?
Did Gumfuck
salary cutting noises?
I'll shove my entire cravat up your ass because you're fucking wrong. So yeah, the Ace Attorney trilogy, so excited to get into it.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's what we got planned for this month. And then April, of course, is Bad Game Month. We've got a couple of bad games lined up that I will reveal at a later date, give you some suspense. But we are doing Conker's Bad Fur Day as our 420 special, and then Zelda Tears of the Kingdom as our season finale. So
excellent.
Yeah, that's kind of the rest of the Collateral Gaming schedule this season.
Hell yeah. Sounds like fun. Hey, Robert, what do you think? Is Texas Sundown becoming a thing soon?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
God damn it, Robert. Robert, we need to teach you about marketing and how to sell your movie.
No, we're good.
No, we already know how to sell a movie. You can show ass to sell movie.
Yeah,
Robert, when are you going to show ass to sell movie?
I got the perfect dimples for it.
Stick around for Collateral Media OnlyFans.
Yeah, Collateral Media OnlyFans is just going to be Robert.
We're almost pretty much done with Texas Sundown. Just like a few more scenes, and then we'll start putting it together.
Excellent.
Ooh, we've got the ending done.
Shit.
Middle, ending done. Just like I said, we just need the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh.
Can't wait, dude.
Hell yeah. It's going to be cool.
It's going to be awesome.
Hopefully, it'll be a hit.
Hopefully it will. Yeah.
Big break.
I'm kind of like thinking, you can take it or leave it,
Well, whatever. You just
every star's got to start somewhere.
Exactly, right.
That's why I wanted to put two different versions of it, like a cartoon layout version too,
Really?
And a Western layout version. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we need to cut a promo for it here pretty soon. Yeah.
Look for that. Look for Texas Sundown, the merchandise.
Texas Sundown, the merchandise. Texas Sundown, the car mats.
Look for Texas Sundown 2, Texas Blood Money.
Texas Blood Money.
And actually, on a serious note, stick around for Collateral Cinema, the merchandise.
Merchandise.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have Collateral Cinema, the T-shirt. Collateral Cinema, the hat.
Exactly. We will have that.
Yeah.
We will have that coming very soon. And Robert, we are going to make a very special shirt just for you.
Cool.
You're going to have and we're going to sell it. And it's going to have your face on it.
My face on it.
No, your face.
Probably gonna say something like
I can't. I won't.
I don't want
to talk to my agent.
I need to talk to my agent.
Childhood catchphrases.
I don't know, bro. Maybe we just need to sell that as an actual T-shirt, just with words. I won't talk to my agent.
Talk to my agent. Pull string doll.
We'll just have like an outline of you with your long hair.
Just make a Bart Simpson pull doll with the childhood catchphrases.
Oh my god. But yeah, anyway, that's what's coming up in the world of Collateral Media.
Yep.
So, I guess with all of that said, I'm Bo Asshole.
I'm Robert Asshole.
And I'm Ashley Asshole.
And I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
May the Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Collateral Cinema out. Collateral Cinema is a Collateral Media podcast. All music and movie clips are owned by their respective creators and are used for educational purposes only. Please don't sue us. We're poor.